crypto investing, and you can see the market has turned around a little bit last night, or mid-morning yesterday. We were talking about them upper resistance zones off of a little bit of a pump after the massive flush in the Ukraine-Russia news, where Russia initially started an invasion process in Ukraine, dropped a few bombs, hit a few airports, hit a few strategic locations that you would do if you're starting a war, right? But you can see here, fiscal and monetary policy Fridays will be delayed a little bit till later on this evening when it comes out to members of Jabroni Killers. I'm on the road at home in the great state of Michigan, in the greater Roseville metropolitan area, in the great state of Michigan, right? You can see we did have some of that snow last night. Underachieved a little bit, only about 1.75 to just shy of 2 inches of snow on the light side. Scattered snow showers off the Lake Huron making its way down into Roseville today. As you can see, we're about to drive into some of them. You can see those dark clouds on one side, beautiful sunshine on the other, just like the crypto world today. The markets rallied yesterday after the big dump. Gold sold off, oil sold off, crypto pumped, the stock EV market pumped. Everybody was happy. The Russian stock market dropped 35% on news of sanctions from the U.S. and Europe, right? And it's all plays into what's going on with the Fed. As we know, the Fed was talking about 5, 6, 7, 8 rate hikes this year a week ago. But after a little bit of upheaval in Russia, perfect timing for a Federal Reserve and a world central banks that needed a crisis in order to ease instead of tighten, because just talking about tightening now has crashed the markets, right? And that's another reason you need to become members of Jabroni Killers as we link up what the Fed does in monetary policy and what my upcoming thoughts are. Will the FDMC, will Jerome Powell in March only raise interest rates 0.25% instead of 0.5% like he was saying? Will we say we're only doing 2 rate hikes instead of 4? We're only going to raise it 0.75 of a basis point instead of 1.5 this year. Those are all things that you need to be aware of and stay on top of as members of Jabroni Killers. And when my monetary and fiscal policy Friday video comes out later, you're going to get in-depth education. You're going to be up to date on what the Fed's thinking about doing, talking about doing, and what I think they're actually going to do come 1 month from now, or just over 3.5 weeks from now. Do they revert back and start easing policy, or do they continue tightening as inflation is out of control? But you can see as we're looking at the coins, as we zoom in the hour time frame, we're up against that orange ring right there. See that? That's where we told you you're going to 32,685 when we were up there. We bottomed out at 34,200, so about $1,100 higher. But we told you on the return rally, fuck, it's hot in here. Turn that shit off. We told you on the return rally, hold on, I had to cool this off. Inside my vehicle, it's very hot. But you can see after that return rally that we were talking about, you're hitting this upper resistance on this orange ring. And I thought this orange ring, or shortly thereafter, would top you out again. So we're going to keep an eye on that and see what does happen over the weekend. And as the futures market closes later on today, you can see we got rejected there on a quick wick. God. We got rejected there on a quick wick. Oh my God. And then if we take our industry exclusive drawing tool, you can see right here, we got a quick wick down, and now we're coming back up to it again. And we're going to see if this can get some fortitude and muster over this major upper resistance on this orange ring, or does it indeed get rejected like Vincenzo'S Gold Crypto Investing thinks it's going to do. But members of Jabroni Killers, when my new video comes out, you'll get my absolute, just like I called that flush 3 days ago before the Russian news. I didn't know Russian news was going to happen, but members of Jabroni Killers had first mover advantage there, right? And you can see, so Bitcoin's there. XRP is bumping up against its upper resistance again after it broke back through that 72 uptrending old symmetrical triangle pattern that we were in, right? So this is your major area right here. Flood warning in Peoria, Illinois. It's the Illinois River. It's flooding as ice jams have developed down there. But you can see we're back testing this now, and this is going to be critical. We're coming up against a downtrending 200-day in green against major upper resistance. The old symmetrical triangle that is now upper resistance, and that's going to be a huge area to try to overstep. And if you can overstep that, right, and get on top of that, you can start in the 4-hour time frame. You can build a little base and try to maybe make a run up at the upper resistance zone, right? But this still your short-term target. Whether we break back into this triangle or not, you're still coming down there before you get way up there anywhere, right? So that's what's going on as we run into a snow band now that we were just talking about. This ice all over my window is making it hard to clear my shit off. Get off my window. Fuck. When it gets caught underneath your shit, it sucks. So that's what's going on in the XRP. The XLM, the same thing. You bounced off that 17-cent critical support zone that we laid out there for you. If you can't hold that 17 cents, you know you're coming to 10 cents, but you're holding it right now, and now you're trying to make that run back up into the thick of the moving averages, up around 21 cents would be mid-ground major resistance that we're going to keep an eye out for, right? And if you scroll the rest of the market, you can see we're pumping of varying intensities between 3 and 6%. We're bouncing off the mid part of the last line of defense, aka get my shit together, to the shit house, the orange support zone, on a nice double bottom at 0.02 cents in DGB, and your upper resistance would be right up in here. If we can quickly get a price note up here, this is your major short-term upper resistance, about the 200-day moving average, or the top of that last line of defense to the shit house, upper resistance, now that you're coming in from underneath it. So that's what's going on in DGB. We got algos pumping 3%. We'll take a quick look at algo. It's in the same pattern as DGB. 56 cent or 0.56 cents is your underneath support, 56 cents, and your major overhead resistance, the same as DGB, XRP, and Doge. You got major upper resistance not too far north. Algo, nah, it's way too far. You're more like the 200-day moving average would be major overhead resistance at 92 cents. Like, subscribe, and share to Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing Fiscal and Monetary Policy Friday. First ever video. It was a little bit late. As you know, I kept you up to date yesterday. I was traveling in a light snowstorm, about 400 miles. Took about 9 hours, so I didn't get in until right around midnight. But we'll get you that nice video later today on Fiscal and Monetary Policy Fridays. Peace and love, peace and love.